like I said, Thomas and his people definitely, before he put this tweet out, Thomas and his people were fucking with him. I have screen caps of it on like June 20th, so a couple days prior. And then
let's see it, Jesse. Let's see those fucking screenshots.
Who does this guy really think he is? You know, first he says, bring it, like he's going to come on panel, but he's a coward. And now he's, show those screenshots, like anybody owes this piece of shit anything.
You bastard.
Wow, name calling. That's what happens when you know you've lost an argument, coward.
He's lying about this, and he said this how many times?
like I said,
No, he's not lying, Hoax. If you'd stay out of things that you have no business being in or pay attention, you'd have seen those screenshots long ago.
Thomas and his people definitely, before he put this tweet out, Thomas and his people were fucking with him. I have screen caps of it.
Citation needed, dude.
Try speaking English, moron.
Thomas and his people were fucking with him before he put this tweet out. Seriously, substantiate that. Why not substantiate it like before you say it?
First off, dickhead, I don't owe you any proof of anything, but it was all substantiated when it was first brought to everyone's attention.
Faggot.
Wow, back to the name calling again. That's some funny shit. First you call me a bastard, which is ridiculous because I certainly know who my father is. How about you? Do you know who your father is, Hoaxy? Now you call me a faggot? Are you homophobic like your friend Denise Madcow?
What a lying. Jesse, you're fucking lying, dude. You're lying.
Well, Hoaxy boy, you claim I'm lying. That would be easy to prove. All you have to do is panel up and bring your receipts, remember? But you're too much of a coward to do that. You're just going by Thomas Schoenberger's defaming storyline. You have no proof that I'm lying about anything, but I have all kinds of proof that I'm telling the truth.
And it's a big lie. That's not a small thing to say, dude.
Once again, it's not a lie, dude. All you gotta do is come on up here and bring your receipts and prove that I'm lying. You know, you can't do that because everything you have said is a lie that you were given by your master, Thomas Schoenberger. It's really funny because you've lost any kind of street cred that you might have had just for the fact that you platformed Thomas and allowed him to defame and lie about all these people once again. But hey, that's on you. We know you grift for pennies.
And it's a lie that you, at best, you know it is.
Come on, man, get over your shit. You know Thomas Schoenberger and his minions were fucking with Nathan. You also know that Thomas was behind the phone call to Nathan's doctor several years ago, interfering with his mental health, just like he did with Pavana.
Sus. You know it is flaky.
No, the only person that is sus is you, for bringing Thomas Schoenberger on and allowing him to again defame and lie about so many people.
What you're saying, man. And the evil you're using it for, Jesse, you're so far off the path, bro. That's all we're trying to tell you.
So far off the path? What the fuck? Are you trying to play the Thomas Schoenberger pilgrimage bullshit, I don't fall for that shit, man. I'm exactly over target where I need to be, and you're being exposed for the piece of shit grifter that you are.
Come on. And you would not have ever even been on my radar if you had not ever started fucking with Nathan.
That's some funny shit there. I wouldn't have been on your radar if I hadn't started fucking with Nathan. Me being on your radar absolutely had nothing to do with Nathan. I'm on your radar because your boss man Tommy Boy scripted you to come at me and put me on your radar. Let's be fucking real here, Hoaxy baby. And in reality, I never fucked with Nathan. I actually went on a stream and told him I was hoping he was doing better and getting the help that he needed. It's you people that insisted I was fucking with Nathan. Nathan himself will tell anybody I've never fucked with him.
That's where you cross the line.
Cross the line. Holy shit. Did somebody make you the protector of Nathan? I mean, I wasn't fucking with him, but why would you come at me for Nathan? Nathan's a grown-ass man, and if he had an issue with me, he would definitely let me know himself. I've never done anything negative to Nathan.
I think people definitely, before he put this,
And they really don't know what they've gotten themselves into, you know.
What? Don't know what we got ourselves into because I was wishing Nathan well and telling him to get the help he needed? What the fuck is your problem?
Like I said, and some people in chat were like, you know, men are soft this day. We have too much compassion for each other because, right? Like I really, by all rights, I should just annihilate Jesse. He deserves that.
What? You should annihilate Jesse? Well, in order to annihilate me, you would have to not be the coward that you are and face me on my panel. But we know that that won't happen because you are in fact a coward. So there will be no annihilation other than me annihilating you like this right here. Taking care of your street cred that you will no longer have because people are going to see the true piece of shit that you are.
And anyone involved deserves complete annihilation.
Commence complete annihilation of Hoax Wars in 3, 2, 1, 0.
I should metaphorically chainsaw all their heads off while you guys hold them down.
Holy shit. Did you just say you should chainsaw all their heads off while Thomas and his mindless minions hold them down? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Chainsaw all their heads off while you guys hold them down.
Yep, that's what I thought you said. Wow.
Metaphorically. And but you know, turning the other cheek and all that.
Yeah, turn the cheek. Now you're gonna try to play the Christian role after you sat here with your buddy Thomas Schoenberger and mocked and made fun of a woman who had a mental breakdown. You're no Christian. You're a piece of shit.
It's a big fucking lie, man.
Get over it, man. It's already been proven that they were fucking with Nathan, not only recently, but back in the day. And it's been said that Thomas Schoenberger told people that he was the one that called Nathan's mental health care professionals.
I mean, I could not imagine doing that. I could not imagine doing this if I were them.
Yep, I get it. You couldn't imagine doing this. You couldn't imagine telling the truth because all you're doing is sitting there on a panel with Thomas Show Me the Burgers and defaming people and spewing a bunch of lies about people. Yeah, you're doing it on his behalf. We get it, dude. We get it. You're grifting for pennies, man. Admit it.
You almost have, if you're just like a regular, like a halfway normal person, you have to do such like mental gymnastics to even get into a state where you can even halfway relate to these vultures.
Are you for real? You're calling us vultures? Look at what the hell you and Thomas Show Me the Burgers and all the trolls in your chat were doing, attacking numerous people, including my wife, who had a mental breakdown, and you all thought it was funny to just make fun of her. Right. And we're the vultures.
That are on panel that we're watching right now.
My ass. I haven't had vacation in fucking, 5 years now. I've been busting my ass, sick or not.
This is how they get clicks. You know, if it were about clicks, that's something relatable. A lot of us can relate to people doing things just for clicks. These people, I think it's a different thing, I think it's something we cannot even relate to.
Man, you can't make this shit up, guys. He's talking about people doing stuff for clicks, when that's all this clown does is feed off of other people's pain and suffering and uses their content to try to get clicks for pennies on all his little monetary sites. Come on, dude. Get fucking real here.
I think these people are driven by something that you and I cannot understand.
Well, that makes a little bit of sense, because you're right, Hoax. You in no way can understand what other people have went through because of the person that you are platforming. Yeah, you don't have a clue what any of these people went through because you're hanging from his left nut. He's your best buddy. So yes, you're right. You don't understand. You don't have a clue. But someday you may have a clue, because it's been a proven fact, and there is a track record of Thomas Schoenberger turning on pretty much anybody that he was using and manipulating. So, your day may be coming to get thrown under the bus, Hoax Wars. We'll watch and see. We'll just wait for that day.
Except Tretch. I spoke to Tretch, and Thomas and I agreed there's hope for Tretch.
Yeah, right. Except for Tretch. You and Thomas think there's hope for Tretch. The only reason Thomas thinks there's hope for Tretch is because he was able to suck Tretch into his manipulating bullshit once before, and he's hoping that he can suck him in again. It's a pattern with Thomas. We've seen him try to suck people back in after he brutally attacked them. The problem you're going to have there is I believe Treach is much smarter than that. So I don't think he's foolish enough to fall for Thomas's bullshit a second time around.
Be honest, Nathan.
A $5 hit a crack off of Thomas's payroll because he ain't paying my fucking mortgage.
I feel the same. I can't relate to them.
Be honest, Nathan. All the times you were bitching because he was ringing you all day about shit, okay? All of those times, you never said a fucking thing. The only thing you ever said was, "Oh, Isaac, you better be careful." Have you ever fucking stumped and actually like no, you avoided it, didn't you? And now it's very convenient, isn't it? Right? Very convenient. Okay.
Where'd Angela
So
go?
I
What are you even talking about?
I have no sympathy.
Wow, okay. So this guy, if you guys have ever seen the name Aiken Drum or Rumblefish around, this guy is a moderator. He used to be a moderator for Lift the Veil years ago. And now he has no sympathy for what Nathan's going through because he was there when Nathan allowed Nick Fuentes' fans to say the N-word in his chat.
Oh, wait, that's right. He was talking about that earlier in my stream, and that's supposedly why you refused to come up on my panel. We all know it's because you're just a chicken shit coward, but you used the excuse that there was a racist slur used and anti-Semitic shit, I believe you said, but nobody made a racial slur. He was discussing someone making that racial slur some time ago in Nate's chat, obviously.
So at the end of the day, he's a leftist, shit lib, social justice warrior, snowflake, you know?
Wow. Again with name calling. Jesus, man. Is that all you're good for? You're not very good at this trolling shit, by the way.
Jesse is trying to blame his wife's psychological issues on me, even though they pre-existed for dozens of years.
No, Tommy boy. You can't have it both ways. You claim Pavana has a history of mental illness, yet you told the facility she had no history of psychosis. Make up your mind, liar.
And so Jesse wants, going back to your question, long-winded, Jesse wants the fall guy, a patsy.
Right, Thomas. Everybody's making you a patsy. What the hell would I need a patsy for, moron?
And if you think about it, for him to drag his wife into this hate-drenched circus really shows who he is.
Here we go again with Jesse dragging his wife into something. Pavana's her own woman. She's the one that finally wanted to come out and speak about the evil shit that you did to her.
And he's a bearded lady in the carnival.
That's funny, dude. You're always talking about my beard, yet now you have a goatee just like mine. But you're the one that's vain and has to go out and buy hair coloring to try to make yourself look more presentable and younger.
He wants you to believe he's a ringmaster, but he simply doesn't have the charisma of linguistic dexterity nor the artful argumentation to make a persuasive case.
Oh my god, listen to these two dorks laughing at themselves. Thomas trying to sound like he's all smart and intelligent. You're a washed up has-been nobody, Thomas. You're a loser. Face it, and now everybody knows it.
Jesse could take advice from the Hoax Wars agent who understands the concept of presentation. Right? Jesse's not an impresario, and that's why people get bored and they stay bored.
Hoax Wars agent. Come on, this guy's a loser that grifts for pennies, dude. My viewership is going up. It can be proven and has been proven. You, on the other hand, Thomas, you're losing ground really fast. Your mindless minion crew is in fact shrinking.
Hoax Wars agent, that guy is pretty sharp. I like that.
Yeah.
If Hoax Wars was all that, and he had this great agent, I would think your audio in this stupid live stream would be a little better than it is.
Yeah, I agree. And Jesse is coping so hard, he's denying the existence of Hoax Wars agent.
Again, let me say, if you had a great agent and you were all that, your audio wouldn't sound like you guys are broadcasting with Denise, the cheap phone ninja.
It's amazing, and he's trying to bully you, but I don't think it's clear that you're never going to show up on Jesse's chat, but what are the reasons? I mean, what would you say the two biggest reasons are? You mentioned racial slurs.
We've already determined what the two biggest reasons are. He's a coward and he's a pussy. It's plain and simple for everyone to see.
You know, honestly, it's like it's compassion that he probably doesn't even deserve.
Compassion, my ass. You're just a fucking coward. Admit it.
Because the people who are Jesse fans who think they're doing him a favor by taunting me, they don't realize like what a bloodbath it would be if I did actually talk to Jesse.
Bloodbath, now that's some funny shit. Just admit it. You're a chicken shit. You're a coward.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a great like mercy and favor I'm doing to Jesse by not putting him through that. I feel bad for the guy.
I don't need your mercy. Bring your coward ass up here. As I said, just make sure you bring the receipts along with you. But we know you won't do that because you got no receipts.
Even though he doesn't deserve it, because he's a bully and he's a jerk and he really deserves to be destroyed. He does.
Well, come destroy me, little man. You pissant. You nobody. You penny grubbing little grifter.
But something about him, he's kind of a hayseed, an Indiana hayseed, and he's just a blue collar ditch digger. I don't want to do that to him.
Yeah, right. He's just a blue collar worker, a ditch digger. But I've probably made more in 1 year than you'll make in your fucking life.
But
Well,
I may have no choice.
But I may have no choice. Bring that shit, Hoaxy, you fucking little coward.
yeah. I know.
Yeah. Tommy knows. He was supposed to bring it for the last 6 years, but he ain't bringing shit neither.
Well, to me, it's a weird thing that some guy that I've never met is spending 12 hours a day on me.
You only wish I spent 12 hours a day on you, Thomas. It takes me minutes to throw my shit together. But hey, you've had multiple people spending hours a day creating videos for you about me. Remember all those channels that you got nuked? Yeah, and it's done you absolutely no good. Because nobody still believes you and nobody's listening to you. Except your dirty little dozen of mindless minions.
It's like I'm not worth it.
You finally said something true. You're not worth it. You are not worth the time of fucking day to anybody. You've caused so much harm to so many people. It's pathetic.
Right?
So
No.
LC says,
Yeah.
"Who is Jesse?"
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And the impersonating a doctor. Someone was asking, okay, that's something fishy bullshit. Jesse made an accusation that I impersonated a doctor, and I did not.
Oh, yes, you did, Thomas. It states it very clearly in the medical documents. You can't continue to try to lie your way out of that.
My father was an MD. He was a psychiatrist. He's been dead for 13 years. So that's where it's at.
Thomas, nobody gives two shits that your dad was a doctor and or a psychiatrist. That has nothing to do with the issue at hand. You, in fact, referred to yourself as Dr. Thomas Schoenberger, a neurologist from California. It's simple. It's in the medical documents. I mean, let's be real here. Why would the facility have any reason to lie and say that they spoke with Dr. Thomas Schoenberger, a neurologist from California? They had no reason to make that shit up, Thomas. The fact that you were behind the scenes telling Pavana what to say to the facility so they wouldn't hold her, and for you to be able to get any information, you would have to be a doctor because she had signed a waiver stating they could not give information to anyone but her husband. That seems to give you pretty much good reason to pose as a doctor.
And as far as Pavana, I would not engage with her because she has some issues.
What the hell are you talking about? You called her on the telephone multiple times. You emailed her hundreds of times, close to 1,000 times, and you were trying to contact her even after the breakdown and after she ignored you and told you to leave her the fuck alone. Not to mention you've had all your mindless minions and trolls trying to contact her and also trying to trigger her and also contacting me with all their foolish bullshit and emails.
And so that's why I won't. And
Come on, Tommy boy, spit it out. Having trouble putting those lies together, are you?
as far as any proof that I ever pretended to be a doctor, there's none. There's none.
Oh, there was plenty of proof in these medical records. They referred to you as Dr. Schoenberger, a neurologist from California. And looky there, you did say Pavana had no history of psychosis. And you recommended a narcotic drug.
If I would have done that, Jesse, with his vitriol for me, would have certainly filed a complaint. I would have been arrested.
Oh, there were reports filed, including FBI reports for your cyber stalking and posing as a doctor, dumbass.
You don't do that. You don't impersonate a doctor. You don't impersonate a cop.
That's right, Thomas. You should not impersonate a doctor or a police officer for that matter. But you did.
So,
Right.
there's-
Yeah, it's a little different growing up in Florida.
yeah,
Or Jersey too.
I could hear the Jersey a couple of years ago in your accent, but it's your voice changer is has gotten better. The technology, right?
Yeah. They've got the accent removal upgraded chip now.
Now they're just going to act retarded and laugh at each other and swing from each other's nutsack a little bit.
There you go, man. They had voice to skull technology. Now it's voice to balls.
See, I told you they were going to swing from each other's nuts. They got right into some stupidity about voice to balls technology. You can't make this shit up, guys.
Wow, that is next level. Where the voice goes directly to the ball.
Oh my god. Are these two guys gay for each other or what? This is some weird shit right here, fellas.
I will testify.
Oh my god, now they're talking about testes? Get a room, guys. Jesus Christ.
Voice to balls. Wow, that would explain a lot.
Okay, again, they're going to just continue talking about each other's balls. I came to the conclusion they must be gay.
Yeah.
I found out that some people's behavior was being influenced by that.
Is that what influenced you to spew all of Thomas Schoenberger's bullshit? Well, guys, that's it for now. I guess we'll leave these two alone so they can coddle each other's balls a little bit longer. But we'll be back again dissecting and debunking some more of the world's greatest hoax. I hope you've enjoyed part 2, and we'll be back with part 3 in no time.
Thomas, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You're kind of low.
Okay, here.
Can you
Better
get
now?
closer to the mic?
Yeah, better now. How's that?
A little.
Wow. Okay. I'm trying to.
You know what? I'll turn you up. It'll be fine.
Okay.
So did you see DeFango in chat?
Yeah, he called you Finecon. So that's pretty bad, man.
How the hell is he going to come in here and call me a pine cone?
Yeah, how dare he? It's pretty bad.
That guy's got some nerve.
God, he
Well,
really does.
he still thinks it's 2018 where people care if DeFango shows up and says something, but nobody gives a shit. I mean, he has to go on Jesse Davis's panel to get any attention, just like Lestat.
But wait, I thought you said my channel doesn't get any attention. Make your minds up, guys.
Yeah. They don't have any, any more influence left.
They don't have any influence left. But you mindless minion creeps think that you have influence? You have nobody watching you anymore.
You know.
Right?
So,
It's done.
yeah.
Those days are done. Someone needs to tell DeFango. Like, nobody cares, man.
Well, somebody needs to tell Thomas Schoenberger and Hoax Wars that nobody cares, because nobody's paying any attention to you.
Yeah. So
It's
pretty
like
crazy.
Lestat, nobody cares anymore. He has to go on Jesse Davis's stream to get attention, and then he wants to go talk shit to me on Twitter. And I had to remind him, dude, you're a peon. Don't ever address me.
Come on, Hoaxy baby, you're the peon, not to mention you're a coward. Remember, you said, "Bring it, Jesse," and you claimed you would come on my panel, but you're too much of a coward to panel up.
Oh my God, that was funny. And
You're exactly right, Thomas. It was funny. Hoax says, "Bring it," and then he chickens out like the coward that he is.
used the same exact technique that Jesse Davis did, which was to call you a coward, right? To see if they can, get you triggered, and that's what they do.
Nobody's trying to trigger you. We're telling the truth. You are a coward.
Kind of a sad state of affairs, because you hear the way these people talk about Lestat, and they talk about him as like some kind of like OG, like someone to revere. Oh, Lestat's coming back. He's coming out of retirement. And then he came out of retirement, and it's like,
and he nodded off.
He was nodding off. He could barely stay awake. And then they brought DeFango, and then Jesse brought DeFango, his arch nemesis, on his own, on the same stream, on Lestat's big comeback stream. So Lestat was visibly annoyed that Jesse did that.
Yeah.
And so,
But he wasn't irritated enough to not nod off, right?
That was the only thing keeping him from nodding off, is how pissed he was at DeFango.
The worst thing in the world is a narcoleptic troll, because they fall asleep on you. rather than launch a big attack.
Right?
It's funny, yeah.
By the time you respawn, they're like snoring.
Yeah, 100%. Top feed Coco, best award show ever. And you got everybody here. You got everybody, man. You are Hoax Wars. Okay, so TubeStack says, did you ask Thomas why he called Pavana's clinic pretending to be a doctor? Well, I didn't.
The point is not if you called or Pavana handed you the phone. The point is you posed as a doctor. That's a proven fact.
I never did. That was Jesse Davis calling me.
No, Thomas, you called and were talking to Pavana.
And I think the reason why he called me is that Paula's son had called the police on Paula, and they took her away. They took her away for 5150.
More lies. The police never took Pavana anywhere.
Right? It wasn't me. He called me asking for help, and I got her on the phone for a minute. She knew where she was. She knew what day it was. She was aware of what's going on around her. And then he said, "Can you talk to the admitting nurse?"
No, Thomas, he never asked you to talk to anyone.
And it was actually not even a nurse. It was an admin person. And I said, "Well, she seems aware of her circumstances, and probably have a doctor check her out." I never pretended to be a doctor. It's bullshit.
The fact of the matter is, you gave a prognosis, a diagnosis, and even recommended a drug for treatment. Not to mention, Thomas, that you were telling the facility and Pavana that she did not need to be there. You were telling Pavana what to tell the facility so they wouldn't hold her. And in the background, you were telling me that she was in a psychosis and needed to see a doctor immediately. Remember that, Tommy boy?
So,
Well, I have a question. If if TubeSock is a male, and for any men in the audience, really, if your wife, if you were, putting in long hours at the office or whatever, and then you got a call one day that your wife was, undergoing, she was in a state of intermittent Tourette's, and she was in a psychotic state, and you found out that she was losing her mind because of internet puzzles.
You people are fools. It wasn't the puzzles directly. It was all the clowns like Thomas and Lisa Clapier pumping her mind full of bullshit behind the scenes. Nobody's blaming the puzzles themselves.
yeah.
What would you do? What would you do? Because what Jesse did was he evaluated that situation and he immediately marched his wife down to a facility where he could try to incarcerate her and get the state to care for her. Like who just gives up control of their wife like that? Like,
any normal human being would seek help for their loved one if they were in some type of a psychosis or psychotic break, you idiot.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, actually, she was arrested. Actually, she was arrested.
If he wanted his wife in a padded room so bad, why not take her to a bedroom and throw her in there and lock the door? Like, why drive her all the way down to a doctor? You know what I mean?
Are you that fucking stupid?
Yeah, well, okay, so a little bit different story. She was actually taken away by police, or that's what Jesse said.
I've been very clear. The police never took Pavana away.
He called me in a panic, and he said that their son had called the police on Pavana. So something was going on at the house where, I don't know these people.
That's true. You don't know us. But you sure acted like you knew Pavana very well when you posed as a doctor to the facility, didn't you, Tommy boy?
You don't see me doing 7 to 10 hour streams every day on Jesse and Pavana on Sophia Music. In fact, there's none. You know, who's got the time?
Right, Thomas. Let's be real. We showed all the sock accounts that you had on YouTube, creating hundreds of videos about us on a daily basis.
Seriously, you know. And this guy has been, you know, threatening me for a number of years, and just he's a moron. So, and you know, you played that Bogarts woman. I don't have much to say except I was with her barely. It was nothing serious. We didn't even sleep together, and baffled why this person brings me up and sent trolls after me, paid trolls. And I don't think about her. Huh? You know, I'm happily married. My time with her was, you know, back in 2017. Very brief relationship, and the majority of that relationship was her trying to convince me to attack her.
Are you kidding me?
There's like Susie Dawson and Trevor and some woman named Lady Shaladay, and she would never provide proof. So she's a nuisance at best, and I concentrate on my wonderful wife. And look, even with Bogarts, I hope she can find someone or something that takes her obsession off me.
Right, Thomas. Her obsession of you. Get real.
You know, we have all had exes, ex-girlfriends, or even people that we haven't been with who get obsessed. And, you know, it's a mystery. You wonder what's ticking below the surface. You know, I barely knew this woman. I don't talk about her. She's suing me. She's lying under oath.
Nobody lied under oath except for you, Tommy boy. That's why nothing has been done about your so-called perjury accusations.
She's talking about the summary judgment that she got against me without revealing that after she got the summary judgment, when I missed a court date and I was having seizures and surgeries from the slip and fall, the judge came back and I ordered, I asked the judge to do a criminal investigation and refer to the FBI. And not only did he do that, he also made her pay for her own legal fees.
Thomas, he only made her pay her legal fees for the contempt case. You still have to pay her legal fees for the original case where you were found guilty on all 9 counts. Let's not forget the judge didn't find you in contempt because you came in the courtroom crying about your injuries and your hardships.
Which is quite a message from the court. So, Ms. Bogarts, I hope find something to fill her time. I just want her to leave me alone, please.
Come on, Tommy boy. You have been the one obsessed with her and stalking and defaming her for years now. Let's be 100% real.
Yeah, all I know about Beth is that I listened to her on Lift the Veil show back from 2018, and she could not be any more of a Thomas Schoenberger fan, and she laid out the whole situation in a way that made sense to me, where she describes how, you know, you're a good guy and you were taken advantage of, and DeVango got butthurt and decided to create this whole mess. And that's what she said out of her own mouth.
Come on, Hoaxy baby, let's be real. When she made those statements, was when she still thought that Thomas was a good guy, before she knew how evil he actually was. So let's not try to put it out of context in Tommy Boy's favor, you fucking coward.
And then 5 years later, I'm listening to her on Jesse's stream, and she says, "Yeah, everything I said on that Lift the Veil stream, I was under mind control. Don't listen to me."
That's right, she was totally manipulated like all the other women who Thomas has used and mind controlled in order to try to extort money and other things from them. We've all seen the pattern, we've all seen the proof. It's out there. It's been out there for a long time.
And I don't know what's worse, you know? So now it's like, how do you have any credibility after that? Now, how do we know the next thing you say, you're not under mind control?
Really? You're going to try to twist Thomas's story to make Beth out to be the bad guy? Come on, you coward, you.
Like, you know, and she takes no responsibility for it. She says, "Oh, that's not my fault. All those lies that I told everyone, everything, all that propaganda, no matter how many people I misled, lied to, you know, no matter how much damage that caused down the line. Oh well, I was being brainwashed. It's not my fault."
All you cowards do is try to manipulate people. She was telling those things because Thomas was behind the scenes feeding all this shit to her. Thomas was manipulating her just like he's done so many other people over the years. So if you want to call it mind control, that's fine. It's just because Thomas is a manipulator and a crook and an evil piece of shit. Those are the facts.
It's like, okay, well, you're kind of a liability then, because it seems like anytime anyone wants to brainwash you, they can, and I'm not able to know the difference, because later on you'll just chalk it up to, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get what you're saying, Hoaxy baby. Just like you've been brainwashed by Thomas to push his defaming false narratives about everybody on your piece of shit show that really has no viewers. Remember, you know, your agent will have to set up a meeting. You know, fuck you, fuck your agent. You people are a fucking joke and a waste of human breath.
Yeah,
How are you
100%.
how are you supposed to take anything she says seriously? How do we know you're not under mind control now? You've already admitted to everyone that you are susceptible to this.
And you little coward, have proven to everybody that you are under Thomas's control by parroting his bullshit and then refusing to step up like a man and provide receipts that anything that you or him have said is true. You're nothing but a defaming piece of shit, mindless minion, just like the rest of Thomas's little clown patrol.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, there's not much I can do other than ignore it.
Ignore? Are you kidding me? That's all you do is have your mindless minions create defaming bullshit to post on social media, and then you in turn share it, thinking that you're protected because you didn't create it. But that's right, you can't create much because you don't have that talent, and you also don't have the platforms because you've been nuked on YouTube and Twitter so many times over the years for your defaming, stalking bullshit. Right, Tommy boy?
You know, I am a very happily married man. I've been with my wife for years.
It would be nice if you'd take whatever you got in your mouth out so we could understand you. But you either said she's been in your life for years or you've been with your wife for years. And I can't help but laugh about that. You guys just had your little fake internet marriage last December. and nobody ever saw her around or you communicating with her. And you definitely haven't consummated that marriage, even though you said you were ready to do your Viagra dance.
And I concentrate on that. I don't fixate on ex-girlfriends. That's not worth it. I concentrate on my marriage. I concentrate on making my wife happy and making friends.
Well, this person TubeSock in chat, they're accusing me of deflecting, intercepting, and I posed to them a genuine, sincere hypothetical. What would you do in that situation? They didn't respond.
Obviously, Hoax, they're going to do whatever they can to help their loved one. They're not just going to lock them up in the basement or in a bedroom somewhere like you claim is the right thing to do.
You know?
Yeah.
TubeSock, what would you do if, you got a call from your children and they said, hey, mom is in a psychotic episode because of the puzzles on the internet? What would you do? We all know what Jesse did. He tried to have her committed.
Tried to have her committed? No, I tried to get her some help, dumbass.
Would you do the same thing? You believe that that's the right thing to do, to take your wife and hand her over the state because she's having a rough time because she did too many internet puzzles and she stayed up? Maybe she stayed up too long and she has a history of mental health problems, dude.
There was no history of mental illness, unless you're talking about Thomas's foolish statement that she was incarcerated at a place called Montgomery Wards. You fuckers are nuts.
Because Jesse was saying, on his last stream, he was emphasizing how this is sick shit these guys are doing, because
that's a fact. It was sick shit that they were doing, which caused her breakdown. And they continued to do it even after the breakdown occurred.
I was trying to have my wife put in this mental facility, and Thomas was doing everything he could to make sure that she did not get placed in care.
You're correct. Thomas tried everything so that Pavana could not get the help she needed, while behind the scenes telling me that she was in a psychosis and needed to see a professional ASAP.
And it's like, dude, step back and look at this situation from another perspective. You're trying to have your own wife 5150'd, and a stranger from the internet is like being a better friend to her than you.
Are you for real, Hoax? Are you listening to the bullshit that you're spewing right now? Thomas was a better friend of my wife than me? What the fuck?
And you got overruled because the doctor, at the end of the day, decided not to 5150 her, and he sent her home. The doctor agreed with Dr. Schoenberger at the end of the day.
So you think it's funny that Pavana did not get the help she needed and got sent home with absolutely no help because of Dr. Thomas Schoenberger, as you also just referred to him as. You claim Dr. Schoenberger convinced them to overrule me in getting the proper care for my wife. You are a sick piece of shit.
This is Jesse posting his own L and not realizing it.
Laugh it up, both of you. Hoax Wars, you're just showing what kind of a fucking prolific moron you really are by laughing and making fun of someone's mental health issues and the fact that they didn't get help because of Thomas Schoenberger interference at the facility.
So there's a certain amount of deceit, right?
Oh, there's been a whole lot of deceit, and you all think it's very funny, but we're going to continue to dissect this disgusting Man of the Year award video. that was packed full of nothing but defaming lies by Hoaxy himself, along with his little butt pirate buddy, Thomas Show Me the Burgers.